Listen to me, chosen one. The Creator has given you exactly 5 seconds. Do not scroll past this. The darkness is lurking behind your screen right now, just waiting for you to make a mistake. Do not ignore this urgent warning. This isn't some random video pushed by an algorithm. This is a life or death transmission delivered straight to your consciousness by Archangel Michael himself. Your most brutal trial has ended, but the most earth-shattering secret still lies ahead. There is a grand decree of divine compensation, a massive favor that is about to completely flip your destiny and your finances, hidden in the final seconds of this message. If you swipe away now, you will forever lose the only key that unlocks the gates of your glory. The universe is demanding that you lock your door. Focus intensely, and do not look away for a single second, because every invisible chain is being shattered right at this very moment. And what is about to pour out over your life is going to make the entire underworld tremble in fear. The enemy mistakenly thought that their toxic matrix of betrayal and slander would break you and stain your sacred spirit. But they made one fatal miscalculation. Your absolute endurance and your deafening silence were the ultimate spiritual death blow that caused the entire system of darkness to collapse. Instead of screaming or retaliating, you fell to your knees in the dark and surrendered your injustice to the Most High. That was the silent roar of an ascended soul. Do not panic when you see relationships fracturing all around you right now. The retreat of the envious is Archangel Michael's sword clearing your path, purging all toxic energy to make room for the greatness that is coming. Let the dead leaves fall. You must keep your mind completely pure to receive the colossal gift about to be revealed. The devil is going to be forced to sit in the front row and watch your glorious elevation in absolute silence, but that only happens if you are patient enough to stay until the end of this transmission. The hour of divine compensation is finally here. Financial doors that were slammed shut are now bursting open. But wake up, the darkness does not give up easily. They will lay out velvet-covered traps, sweet flatteries, and peaceful times to put your soul back to sleep. This is exactly why you must listen to this entire message to receive your divine shield of protection. Every false accusation has been washed away by sacred waters, and the Creator is smiling brightly at your resilience. In this very moment, the final secret has been unsealed. This is God's guidance leading you here for a reason. Trust His plan and stay until the very end to fully claim this massive reward and lock in the scepter of your destiny. Hit the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this message as a final strike against the dark forces. Finally, step down into the comments and boldly declare 777. Along with the affirmation, "The trial is over. My throne is ready." This action will instantly activate your eternal glory. Peace and prosperity will walk with the chosen one forever. Chosen. Do not let anything steal your attention right now. The Creator is feeling every single heartbeat in your chest. Once again, this is an urgent warning from the higher realms. Do not scroll away. If you accidentally or intentionally leave right in the middle of this pivotal moment, you are personally blowing out the very torch that was just lit after a long, dark season. The darkness is holding its breath, waiting for you to make that mistake. But the fact that you are still here, glued to every word of this revelation, proves one thing. Your soul is truly ready for the greatest upgrade of your life. Look bravely at the season you just walked through. It wasn't just a tough time. It was a bloody spiritual battlefield. Those troubles didn't just happen naturally. The betrayal from people you trusted with your life. The ones who used to be your ride or die but turned their backs and spit ice-cold lies about you. The financial pressure sitting on your chest like a massive boulder. The doors of opportunity slamming shut right in your face. The suffocating feeling of loneliness and despair that felt like it was crushing every cell in your body. How many sleepless nights did you spend staring into the void, asking yourself what you did wrong? You did nothing wrong. Listen to me very closely. All of those tragedies didn't just crash down on you by accident. Stop blaming your circumstances or thinking you just have bad luck. The darkness caught the scent of the greatness radiating from you. They recognized that the frequency of the chosen one was getting stronger every day, and it terrified them. To stop your rise, a toxic matrix was intentionally deployed. A flawless script was designed by dark forces to uproot you completely. They attacked your finances to drain you. They attacked your relationships to isolate you. They attacked your reputation to humiliate you. They wanted to wring out your very last drop of patience and push you to the brink of a total mental breakdown. Their ultimate goal wasn't just to steal your money or your name. What they truly craved was your soul. They wanted to force you to your knees in defeat, to make you look up at the sky and curse your life, to resent the Most High. They wanted you to use your own sacred lips to spit words of hatred, thereby dirtying your pure spirit and severing your connection with the divine. But chosen one, this is exactly where the greatest comeback in history takes place. Your enemies got too cocky. When they pushed you into a corner, they were celebrating. Convinced you were going to lose your mind, they eagerly waited for the moment you would scream in pain, waiting for your worldly rage to explode. They wanted to provoke you into clapping back with petty, low-vibrational tactics, because the second you did that, you would officially fall into their trap and drag yourself down into the mud with them. But they made a fatal miscalculation, a terrifying mistake that has the entire underworld shaking in fear right now. Your resilience shined brighter than any lighthouse. You embodied the exact spirit of Joseph, thrown into the pit of death by his own flesh and blood, sold out, falsely accused, and thrown into a dungeon. Yet he never uttered a single word of complaint against the Creator. He kept his spirit pure and rose to become second in command, holding ultimate power. You did the exact same thing. The divine promise once declared that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and you turned that promise into reality with your own blood, sweat, tears, and unwavering faith. The devil is panicking. Their entire matrix is shattering into pieces, because instead of using anger to fight back, you counterattacked with a secret weapon so powerful it paralyzed the entire system of darkness. Can you feel the shift? The atmosphere around you right now is changing drastically. A massive surge of energy is gathering. Do not leave. Keep your eyes glued to the screen and listen carefully to this next part. The secret about the spiritual weapon you subconsciously activated is about to be unveiled. If you scroll past this moment, you won't be able to grasp the scepter being handed down to you. And you won't understand why the people who stabbed you in the back are about to pay a horrifyingly steep price. Hold your position. The grand revelation has only just begun. Chosen one, pour all your focus into the revelations coming next, because we are about to expose the ultimate weapon you unknowingly used to crush the enemy's system. Your endurance was never an act of cowardice. It was a lethal, absolute spiritual strike. Think back to your darkest days, when you were ruthlessly trampled on, when toxic lies and slander suffocated you to the point where you couldn't even breathe. Your worldly instincts were screaming at you, urging you to use your voice to justify yourself, demanding that you clap back, retaliate, and fight fire with fire to protect your earthly ego. The devil had the trap set. They were thirsty to see you go crazy, thirsty to see you lose control and slide down into the swamp of bitterness. But what did you do? You made a decision that left the entire underworld dead, silent, in terror. Instead of rushing out there to argue with the spiritually blind, you turned around, walked into your room, and locked the door. You chose to fall to your knees in the quiet darkness, picking up every shattered piece of injustice, humiliation, and pain. And you surrendered that entire case onto the altar of the Most High. The world out there might have mocked you, saying you gave up. How foolish and short-sighted of them. They had no idea that the moment you shut your mouth in the face of demonic provocation, you release the most majestic, silent roar of an ascended soul, rising to a realm your enemies could never even touch. The exact second your bedroom door closed, a terrifying shift of power took place in the heavens. Do you know what terrifies the dark forces the most? It's not when you fight back with human strength. It's when you step back and hand the entire battlefield over to the Creator. There is a life or death law carved into Exodus 1:4-1-4, declaring an unshakable truth. You lived out every single letter of that divine vision. When you stayed silent, heaven drew its sword. The greatest power in the universe directly took over your battle. Thousands of archangels were dispatched just to protect your purity. You don't have to open your mouth to explain yourself to anyone, because the light of truth is automatically washing away every stain they tried to smear on your name. The atmosphere around you right now is no longer the heavy, gloomy air of yesterday. It is shifting powerfully, thickening with the presence of the divine and the energy of absolute victory. If, right at this moment, deep in your soul, you truly feel a strange warmth and authoritative, comforting embrace from the angels wrapping around your shoulders, you must act immediately. Hit the like button on this video as an oath, a nod of confirmation to heaven that you are ready to receive your glory. Then, step down into the comments and personally engrave this seal of power. The darkness has faded. The light now reigns. You have to understand, this isn't just a random string of words. This is a fierce physical manifestation, a spiritual ritual that will permanently lock the door on your painful past and bury every remnant of the old matrix. But be incredibly careful. Chosen one. The colossal power radiating from your silence doesn't just destroy your enemies. It triggers a fierce chain reaction in your current life. Absolutely do not leave. Keep your eyes on the screen, because what God is sending you next will expose a brutally harsh truth. The Archangel's filter has been deployed, and it is going to explain to you the real reason why people who once swore loyalty to you, people who were incredibly close to you, are now auto-deleting themselves, falling off like dead leaves, and being ruthlessly thrown out of your inner circle, and that brutal truth is unfolding right in front of your eyes. Do not panic. Chosen one, when you see deep fractures tearing your relationships apart right now, people who used to stand shoulder to shoulder with you, who promised you the world, are suddenly flipping the script, turning cold, or ghosting you out of nowhere without a word. Your human instincts will urge you to agonize over it, asking yourself what you did wrong to deserve this rejection and isolation. But wake up right now. Their retreat is absolutely not a punishment. You didn't lose them. The universe is rescuing you. After those long nights on your knees in the dark, the frequency of your soul has been elevated to a blindingly bright dimension. That divine energy is so pure that those carrying toxic, envious, and manipulative intentions simply cannot survive in the same room as you. Your light is suffocating them. Their departure is the majestic, path-clearing sword of Archangel Michael. He is swinging his blade, cutting every toxic soul tie to protect your throne. The eternal truth in Amos 3:3 cuts like a knife. Do two walk together unless they have agreed to do so? You absolutely cannot carry rotting souls with you into your coming era of glory. However, suddenly stepping into this pure, empty space can easily make your soul feel lost. The darkness always lurks in the empty spaces to plant seeds of doubt. To keep from losing your way, you must equip yourself with a spiritual survival guide. You need to know exactly what the next step is, and how to identify who is truly sent by heaven to walk alongside you. Look no further, the Chosen One's navigation map is already pinned in the top comment. Go down there and grab it right now. It is the divine compass that will help you recalibrate your entire destiny and keep your feet firmly planted on the soil of blessings. Let the dead leaves fall. Do not shed a single tear for anyone who turned their back on you in the storm. And here is the most severe warning for you right now. Absolutely do not take your eyes off the screen for even a second. The most massive revelation, the greatest gift of this entire emergency broadcast, is still hidden and waiting for you in the final seconds. If you rush to swipe away right at this threshold, you will forever lose your golden ticket into the golden era the universe has been preparing for you. Keep your mind completely still and walk with me to the very end. Because when the curtain is pulled back in this next segment, you are going to hold your breath in awe when you realize just how massive and magnificent the financial doors, opportunities, and prosperity about to crash into your life truly are. The blinding compensation is right in front of you, and the moment the last of the envious fade from your view, pause for a second. Take a deep breath. Keep your mind completely still. Because this is not a normal moment. This is the exact moment the curtain of your destiny is officially raised. A new chapter is unfolding before your eyes, more glorious, more vivid, and more powerful than anything you could have ever imagined. The darkness tried to stop you from seeing this day. It used delays, betrayal, misunderstandings, slander, and seasons of isolation to make you believe you would be trapped in pain forever. But no, you didn't break. You stayed silent when you could have clapped back. You endured when you could have walked away from your faith. You kept walking even when no one saw the tears bleeding backward into your heart. And now, heaven is cashing all of that in for tangible compensation. The hour of payback has arrived. This is no longer a distant promise. This is a decree stamped onto your journey. Doors that were locked tight are starting to swing wide open. Paths that were obscured are now being illuminated by the light. Opportunities that were delayed are circling back with even greater force. Prosperity, recognition, respect, and the blessings you thought you lost are starting to flood toward you like an unstoppable tidal wave. The thing that hurts your enemies the most isn't you fighting back. It isn't you humiliating them. It isn't you using words to prove who was right and who was wrong. What leaves them dead silent is the fact that they are going to watch you get elevated in pure peace. They are going to have to watch you step into a radiant season they truly believed you could never reach. They will be forced to sit in the audience and watch the Most High restore everything they tried to steal from you. Chosen one, understand this deep in your core. Heaven's greatest revenge for you is not bitterness. It is your elevation. It's not you turning around to hurt the people who hurt you. It's you moving forward with a light so blinding that every lie they ever told simply melts away. Your presence will become the answer. Your peace will become the proof. Your success will become the silent death sentence to every plot formed against you. When they see you still standing, they'll realize that what they did couldn't destroy you. When they see you smiling in your new season, they'll realize the pain only forged you into something stronger. When they see financial doors, divine connections, and massive opportunities tracking you down, they'll realize that what they thought was your end was actually just the springboard that launched you higher. You are stepping into a season of multiplied restoration. It's not just material things. It's not just money. It's not just new career doors or opportunities. Your honor is being restored. Your voice is being handed back. You are being handed back the confidence, the peace, and the spiritual authority that the darkness tried to strip away from you. The old winter is truly dead. The days of being overlooked, forgotten, misunderstood, and underestimated are entirely behind you. The crown of glory is being placed on your head not by human hands, but by the validation of heaven. And the most miraculous part is you don't have to force anyone to validate you. You don't have to chase the approval of the crowd. You don't have to stand in front of the world and explain every single scar. The light on your life will speak for you. The results God places in your hands will testify to what you silently endured. All the pain you went through was not for nothing. The nights you prayed in silence were not forgotten. The times you chose to forgive, even when your heart was bleeding, were not overlooked. The moments you chose not to retaliate, not to lower your standards, not to let the darkness turn you into a bitter version of yourself, all of it has been recorded. You walked through the furnace of affliction, but you didn't lose your faith. You were pushed to your absolute limit, but you didn't let your soul turn black. And because of that, the Most High is smiling upon your journey. But listen to me very carefully. Chosen one, right in the exact moment the blessings start manifesting, you must be more awake than ever before. Do not let the excitement make you drop your guard. Do not let the first few open doors make you forget to pray. Do not let the new praises pull you away from your humility. Because the greater the reward, the more sophisticated the final trap. The darkness knows it can't stop you using the old methods, so it will try to deceive you with comfort, with the illusion of peace, with opportunities that look right but pull you away from God's guidance. That is exactly why you cannot leave right now. You are standing at the most critical threshold of your entire journey. The victory is close, but the crown must be protected. The blessings have opened, but your discernment must remain sharp. The throne is waiting for you, but only those who stay awake until the very end will truly sit securely upon it. This emergency broadcast has one final segment. It is a warning about the velvet trap, the thing that can appear the second you touch your victory. It doesn't come with loud noises. It doesn't come with threats. It comes wrapped in sweetness, an irresistible invitation. A path so easy it makes you forget to ask God. Therefore, keep your mind completely still. Keep your heart humble. Keep your spiritual eyes wide open. Do not let the darkness trick you at this final step. Your curiosity right now is not an accident. The fact that you are still here is divine guidance. Heaven is holding you here so that you don't just receive the blessing, but you learn how to protect it. The secret to securing your crown in absolute peace is about to be revealed. If you believe that this is your season of restoration, your season of compensation, and your season of coronation, drop this in the comments. I claim my multiplied blessings and secure my crown. Don't just read it and scroll away. Type it out as a declaration of faith, marking the moment you are ready to step into your new chapter with absolute awareness, peace, and the invincible scepter in your hand. But wake up immediately. Chosen one, do not let the crown just placed on your head lull your soul to sleep in a false sense of security. Because winning a battle does not always mean the war is over. Sometimes, it just means the war has shifted into a new form, quieter, more sophisticated, and far more dangerous. When the darkness fails to take you out through storms, betrayal, isolation, or public attacks, it doesn't just stop. It shifts its strategy. It retreats into the shadows. It stops screaming. It no longer shows up looking fierce. Instead, it puts on a softer mask, an opportunity that looks too perfect, a compliment that sounds too sweet, an invitation that is too tempting, a path so smooth you automatically assume it must be a blessing. But not every open door comes from God. Not everyone smiling at you is truly standing in the light with you. Not every piece of flattery is divine validation. There are traps wrapped in velvet. There are snares that don't scare you, they seduce you. There are invitations that don't drag you down immediately, but slowly pull you away from your spiritual awareness, away from your prayers, and away from that deep, still voice God placed inside your soul. Chosen one, understand this. The enemy doesn't just attack when you are weak. They attack when you have just been elevated. In fact, the very moment you start getting recognized, when the path clears, when you step into your season of glory, that is when you need to be more alert than ever. Before, the darkness was terrified of you waking up. Now, it knows you are awake. So it's trying to make you complacent. Pride isn't always loud. Sometimes it starts with a very tiny whisper, "I made it through. I'm strong enough now. I don't need to be as on guard as I was." And the second you believe that whisper, your spiritual vision starts to blur. You might make a decision without praying first. You might step into a relationship even though your gut feels uneasy. You might take an opportunity, even if it costs you your peace. You might soak up the praise so much that you forget the one who brought you here. That is why this warning must be burned into your mind. Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. Don't think that lion only prowls during the storm. It prowls right in the middle of the banquet. It waits right outside the doors of success. It stands right next to the places where people are cheering your name. It is waiting for the 1 second you drop your guard. It is waiting for the moment you get drunk on your own victory. It is waiting for the moment you place the crown higher than the God who gave it to you. So, stay humble. Humility doesn't make you small. Humility protects you from falling. Being awake doesn't mean living in paranoia. Being awake means having sharp discernment. Being cautious doesn't mean doubting every blessing. Being cautious means you are wise enough to know that a true blessing always comes with true peace, true purity, and deep internal confirmation. If doors have started opening recently, but deep down you feel a tug telling you to be careful, do not ignore it. If someone enters your life speaking beautiful words, but your spirit feels unsettled, step back. If an opportunity looks dazzling on the outside but pulls you further away from God on the inside, pull away and pray. Not every delay is a missed opportunity. Sometimes, it's heaven's way of saving you from a perfectly camouflaged trap. You cannot step into a new season with an old mindset. Every new level requires a new level of maturity. Every elevation requires a deeper prayer life. Every massive blessing requires stronger protection. If God is placing you in a higher position, it doesn't just demand talent, it demands discernment. It doesn't just demand strength, it demands purity. It doesn't just demand courage, it demands obedience. So, right now, protect what God has handed you. Protect your peace. Protect your prayer life. Protect your humility. Don't let the applause make you forget the source of the blessing. Don't let success pull you out of the secret place. Don't let material opportunities drown out the warning alarms in your soul. Go down to the pinned comment and grab the framework for the secret handbook. That is your toolkit to recognize those velvet traps. Secure your blessings. Protect your destiny. And never lose the seat heaven has given you. Do not take this lightly. There are people who survived the harshest storms, only to fall in a season of fake peace because they didn't know how to guard themselves. And absolutely do not leave right now. We are entering the final seconds, where this message shifts from a warning into the official sealing of your position. Keep your mind completely still. Let all the outside noise fade away, because the coronation in the silence doesn't happen amidst the roaring of a crowd. It happens in the secret place between you and God. That is where your throne is established. That is where hidden agendas are exposed to the light. That is where fear loses all its power. That is where you realize your true position doesn't come from human validation, but from the approval of heaven. Stay until the very end, because every tear, every battle, every season of isolation, and all your endurance was not for nothing. One final revelation is unfolding, and when that light is revealed, you will understand exactly why you had to be purified before you could be crowned. why you had to learn silence before you could be handed authority, and why your throne is only truly invincible when it rests in the hands of God. And now, chosen one, let every last piece of noise fade away. Let the slander, the jealous glares, the old wounds, and all the darkness that ever surrounded you wash away in the sacred waters. They have no more power over you. They can no longer hold your name in chains. They no longer have the strength to drag your soul back into the dead winter. Close your eyes for just a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel the crisp, pure air of victory wrapping around you. This isn't the fragile peace that comes right after a storm. This is the unshakable peace of a soul that walked through the fire and did not burn. This is the absolute stillness of someone who was tested, misunderstood, and attacked, yet kept their faith entirely intact. The Creator is smiling at you, not because you never felt pain, not because you never felt exhausted, but because you did not quit. You stayed silent when the world wanted you to scream. You prayed when the darkness wanted you to curse. You stood your ground when everything around you felt like it was collapsing. And that very resilience has become the ultimate proof that you no longer belong to the old season. Every false accusation has been washed clean. Every lie has lost its power. Every plot designed to bury you is now nothing but dust beneath the feet of the light. You are not walking out of this trial as a broken person. You are walking out as a soul that has been forged, restored, and fully prepared to receive something massive. Remember, this true victory doesn't need to be loud. True glory doesn't need to prove itself. When heaven has stamped its seal on your destiny, no earthly voice can erase it. When the Most High has placed the scepter in your hand, no dark force in existence can take it back. The winter is truly dead. The days of crying silently in the dark are over. The long nights of wondering why you were forgotten have come to an end. Peace is returning. Honor is being restored. Brand new doors are flying open, and the crown of glory is being placed upon your head with the entire higher realm as your witness. Before you leave this transmission, take one final action to seal your faith. If your heart is vibrating in tune with this divine frequency, hit subscribe to keep receiving guidance from the light. Hit the like button on this video as your final confirmation that you are ready to step into your new era. And right now, drop down into the comments and boldly declare, "The trial is over. My throne is ready." Type that out as your sacred seal. You survived. You have been restored. The scepter has been handed over. The peace, the glory, and the ultimate protection of the Most High will walk with you forever. Chosen one.